Check, Amos, check. Amos Cardosa. Amos Cardosa, welcome to the House of Thrillers. Mojo Green Grow. Mojo Green Grow. Check, Mojo, check. Brown Dog Prospecting. Brown Dog Prospecting. Welcome to the House of Thrillers. Check, Paula, check. UGP Crypto Vlogs. UGP Crypto Vlogs. Check, Linda, check. Check. Linda Barker. Bubbles Butterfly. Bubbles Butterfly. Bubbles Butterfly. Welcome, James. Check. Serenity Journey. Serenity Journey. Sound check, Serenity, sound check. Test. Nez Lover. Welcome, Nez. Check. Welcome, my darling. Bottle caps. Bottle caps. Bottle caps. I'm Scully, the author that reads to you. I read my novels with sound effects and B-roll that goes along with the story. Flash in your pan, flash in your pan, flash in your pan, flash in your pan. Debbie Carson, sound check, Debbie, check. Eric Garcia, ladies and gentlemen. Eric Garcia. Nez. Check. How's that sound, you guys? Music sounds good. Voice level, check. Let me know. Check flash. Check. Hey Bubbles, good to see ya. Hazel is doing well. Flash in your pan. Sounds great. I'm feeling great. Bubbles, butterfly. Check, bubbles, check, 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 check. Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles. Eric Garcia, awesome sauce, awesome sauce. They're coming in. Awesome sauce. Gus, 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 gus. Tonight, we're going to be reading Dutch Coffee Shop, chapter 35. It's heating up, so buckle your seatbelt. It's quite the ride. And we'll see you on the other side. Check bottle caps, check. Eric Garcia shared it out. Chica. Bubbles, butterfly. Check. Gulf Coast Granny. Gulf Coast Granny. Gulf Coast Granny. Test, Charlotte, test. All my love. All my soul. Shout out to all the moms. Happy Mother's Day. Check, mama, check. I love you the most. Gulf Coast Granny, hey pretty lady, hey darling. I love you so much. You mean everything to me. I would never do anything to hurt you. You're so special. Skus, 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 skus. I want you guys to kick back. Experience this audio dream. Feel the sound. Feel the drums. Check. It's heating up. Brown dog prospecting. Brown dog prospecting. Check this. This one's for you, darling. Check this. This lover. And a little flash in your pan. Eric Garcia knocking it out the park. Bottle caps. Bottle caps. bottle caps. Benny Loco, Benny Loco, Benny Loco. Check, Benny, check. Yeah, it's Amodia. Yeah, it's Amodia. Yeah, it's Amodia. Yeah, it's Amodia. Gulf Coast Granny. Gulf Coast Granny. You guys ready? Gulf Coast Granny, check. Cha. Benny Loco. Benny Loco. Benny Loco. Benny Loco. Benny Loco. Oh yeah. Taking it down and around the bend, loud and clear, check. Bubbles, bubbles, butterfly, bubbles, butterfly. Bubbles, butterfly. Ska, 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 ska. Bubbles, ska, 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 ska. You guys buckle up. It's not for the faint of heart. Brown dog prospecting. Brown dog prospecting. Check, 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 check. There she is. Bubbles butterfly. It's way more fun to be a grandmother, spoiled and rotten, filled and full of sugar and sending home to mama. Check. About 5 minutes, we're gonna get started. Benny Loco. Check, Benny. Check, darling. Linda Barker. Linda Barker, welcome, my dear. We're going to be reading chapter 35 tonight, Linda. Grandmas are the best. Grandmas are the best. Linda Barker, you're highly welcome, my dear. Alright, we're making taking the loop back to the front now, so let's get through the introduction and we'll kick it off. Chapter 35 is a really good one. I'd like to welcome you to the House of Thrillers. I'm Scully, the author that reads to you. Tonight, we're going to be reading chapter 35, Dutch Coffee Shop. So buckle your seatbelt, it's quite the ride, and we'll see you on the other side. Hunt's next stop brought him to Nijmegen, along the German border in the Dutch province of Gelderland. The city lay on the slopes of 5 low hills rising from the Waal River and was considered the old municipality in Holland. It stood with extreme boldness and dexterity, traits familiar to the older Dutch townships. At precisely 13:04, the train completed its leg. Passengers exited the rail car with their bags, heading toward their next destinations. Everyone got off. Hunt followed the people and honed in on the border dialect, a mixture of German and Dutch. A squat-looking man with a bloated face and an inebriated smile said in the funny dialect, "You just look like somewhat lost there, my lad." In his American accent, Hunt said in Dutch, "I'm confused. Does this train not continue on?" The man looked at Hunt awkwardly. "No, sir, it doesn't. You must take the train 2 tracks over if you're going to South Holland. The train will be leaving in nearly 20 minutes. Hunt said, "I need to find a phone." "Just up the way, sir," the man said, pointing. As Hunt made his way into town, he thought about how he was returning to the wild, wild west of cannabis. Nijmegen was different. It was more civil, prouder, and cleaner. People moved around in gleeful moods, with shiny, bright smiles. The townsfolk mocked hellos at every turn. Every pub, cafe, restaurant, and boutique was packed. By now, Hunt's attention was solely focused on his brother. He wondered if the youngster was safe, or had Constantine gotten to William already. Hunt had attempted to call Augustino before leaving Denmark, and now he would try again. "De Bundies," Augustino said. Over the music, Hunt could barely hear the Mozambican's voice. He said, "Augustino, it's me, Hunt." "Wie?" "It's me, Augustino." "Hunt, is that you?" Augustino said under the music, hoping no one would hear him. "Yeah, man, it's me. I've been trying to reach you. Where you been?" "What are you talking about?" "1 second, let me go into back." And then, "Yes, Hunt, I am here now." "Augustino, I need you to listen, and it's no joke. We're in big trouble, my friend." "What is it?" "My fucking brother came looking for me. He's in Terneuzen right now, working with Timon de Boer and his boys down at Dijkstraat 33. "Whoa, my friend, what are you talking about?" "Remember the younger brother that I told you about? Well, Augustino, he's all grown up, and he came looking for me." "Oh no," Augustino thought disgustedly. How could he have not made the connection? "I cannot believe this," he said disgracefully. "I have spent time with your brother. I do not know why I did not see it. He looks just like you. Timon has brought him and said that he was here for vacation. I thought when I saw him that all Americans must look the same. I am so sorry, Hunt. I really thought, you know. Timon came in here with this friend from America, and he said he would be hanging around with us for a while. And I did not use my head. All I could think about was how to get rid of that damn hashish. I just knew him as William. If I had only heard the last name, Dempsey, I would have known this. I would have made the connection. Shit, man. I was damn near on that plane. Augustino felt the vice clamping down on his stomach. I cannot believe this. It is the worst coming true, my friend. He came looking for me, Augustino. After all these years, he came looking. I should have known this. You have partnered with a fool. Listen to me, Augustino. You gotta get my brother out of there. You hear me? I don't care what you gotta do. Constantine will kill him. You hear me? Don't fuck around. Yes, I understand. I will do my best. Hunt's mouth was as dry as a billiard's chalk. Y'all meet me at the Bauhaus as soon as possible. I am afraid I have bad news, Hunt. If it's about Hannah and her father and Rutger, I know. I am sorry, my friend. There's no time for that. You just gotta get my brother to the Bauhaus. You understand? Yes, I understand. Check. Heavy metal chef. Heavy metal chef. Welcome, buddy. Benny Loco. Ariel Williams. That's part 1. Van's vlog. Check. Weekend RV. How about it, Benny? Let's get it. Constantine Vanderpoel had looked everywhere for John St. Pierre. He found the assassin on Friday night. Now that the Frenchman stood before him, the Zealand boss said, I pay you to do one simple job, and what do? You destroy the one lead I have to find my money. Now what am I supposed to do? St. Pierre painted a portrait of disappointment on his face. It was an accident, he told the Sicilian. The father had it in him to get away. He panicked. I was just following them, that's all. Perhaps you should have fallen back. Now I may never see my money. A snarly look crossed the freelancer's face. Propitiously, he said, perhaps what I tell you will change your mind. I'm all ears. The old African who works at the Bundys, it's plain to see that he knows something. Numerous times I have seen the redhead talking with this man, and for long stretches I might add. St. Pierre's words made sense, Constantine thought. Hunt was friends with Agostino Macarenga. Could it be possible that the African played a part in this? A simple bartender. Back to the Frenchman, he said, let's hope you're right. Yari Fisser, the unruly gangster, sat on the sofa a few meters away, watching the men. When St. Pierre bowed his head in thought, Constantine gave him the nod. The unruly gangster knew this was his signal. He removed from under the cushion of the sofa the Sicilian garrote reserved for such special occasions. Visser tugged at the old carved wooden handles and watched as the piano wire went taut. The Sicilian told St. Pierre that their business was done. When the Zealand boss turned away from him, St. Pierre felt as if something gripped his very soul. His body began to tremble. It was then that he realized what had occurred. Constantine had tricked him. St. Pierre didn't fight it. He knew he was too late. Yari Visser had him. And of all things, to think that he was being garroted to death at the last second of his life. St. Pierre felt the cold steel slicing through his jugular. In a flash of a sense, something he knew little about, the Frenchman slacked and gave into the waiting arms of his killer. The unruly gangster screwed the Sicilian garrote tight, flexing the strength in his arms to near capacity. His biceps and triceps bulged. Finally, after a good minute, as the Frenchman fell limp, Visser let out a breath in his lungs. Constantine, the Sicilian immigrant, continued to walk away. With each step, the faint murmur of gurgling blood grew dimmer, and he knew he was listening to a sound often heard by his ancestors. "Throw him to the pigs," he said. Check. Oh yeah. Catch my breath and say hey to everybody. Bubbles and Linda and Benny and Charlotte and Brown Dog and Brown Dog and Bubbles and Linda and Benny and Heavy Metal Chef. Check Ariel, Ariel, Weekend RVing, Weekend RVing. Oh, checking it. Yeah, it's a moody Eric Garcia. There he is. Oh yeah. Brown dog, brown dog, brown dog. Check brown dog, ska, brown dog, ska. sk. You ready, Benny? Benny? On Saturday night, October 5th, Agostino Macaringue frantically searched the town for William. His quest took him to Dykestraat 33. Curiously, the coffee shop was closed. After asking around town, he learned that the shop had been empty all day. What's going on? Their shop was always open at this time of day. The Mozambican suddenly wondered if something had gone wrong. Several hours later, after having no success locating the younger brother, Agostino returned to his flat. He tried to contact Hunt in Belgium to tell him the bad news, but his efforts were thwarted. He decided to leave a message and hoped to hear from Hunt in the morning. He was exhausted, having searched all day, only to come up flat. Late in the night, the Mozambican finally fell into a deep sleep. Initially, his subconscious would only allow him to stir. After a short while, he began to snore softly. But when a loud racket came from downstairs, the realms of Mozambican's mind beckoned him to awake. Something was amiss. Like a jack in the box, the old man sprang forward. Someone was in the flat. Like a Like a spider, he clambered out of bed, moving in long, striding motions across the length of the floor. The black man stuck his ear to the bedroom door and listened. He heard several men, and they were rooting through the house. The deliberate whispers of one man giving orders to others filtered up the stairs from the ground floor. Agostino Macaringue knew that he had but a few precious seconds to make his getaway. The only outlet, a length's tread down the hall to the door leading on the balcony. In the direct line of fire from his adversaries, the Mozambican was wide awake now, alert and ready to move. He cracked the door and peered out into the hall. Saw nothing, heard only silence. The men had quieted down. Merde, he said to himself. They are out there waiting, trapped. From downstairs, Yari Fisser's disgruntled words were rough like dry ice. There's nowhere to go, gogsucker. Agostino Macaringue recognized the voice immediately. Madly, he dashed for the terrace door. He was amazingly swift for a 53-year-old. But not swift enough. Within a meter of making a successful getaway, Visser tripped the old black man with a sweeping leg kick to the ankles. The Mozambican fell hard on his face, the bones under his cheeks smacking the wooden planks. Agostino turned his head from the floor and stared at the unruly gangster and his two sidekicks. "I'm cooked," he said to himself. And then to the man he said, "What is it you want?" Visser shot a nasty look to everybody. "You know what we buggin' want. I'll go all the way to gutting your buggin' balls off if I must." The black man knew that Yari spoke the truth. Arno and Edwin stood over in the shadows, giggling like two schoolgirls. To Arno, then Visser said, "Now tie that motherfucker up and get him ready." Arno DeLonge pulled out a roll of duct tape and unraveled a ribbon to start the process of fastening their victim to the chair. "You want one over his mouth, Yar?" "Forget the mouth. I need answers. Plus, I want to hear him cry like a fucking baby when I gut him open." Besides, just then Mother Nature let out a crack of thunder. "The weather's perfect, wouldn't you say? Nobody'll hear a fucking thing." Like he done dozens of times for Yari, the goofy gangster fastened their prisoner securely. Agostino was defenseless now. In the corner of his eye, on the end table next to the sofa, Arno DeLonge noticed a magazine. "Oh," he said, "the review issue with Madonna on the cover. Look, guys, she's naked." "Keep your mind in the game," Edwin the Groat said in a molten tone. "Yari's already pissed, and you remember what Constantine said." At this point, Arno and Edwin knew they'd become an audience getting ready to witness a dramatic scene. They watched. They listened. They waited. And Agostino, he thought about his fate. He'd heard the stories about Yari Visser. Visser headed toward his victim in a positive manner, confident in his stride, almost seductively. A gleam in his eye accompanied him. It mirrored the subdued light, the snarl on his face, reserved for such occasions. The black man fidgeted as Visser straddled him like a stripper starting a lap dance. "I'm gonna fuck you a good one tonight, baby." With that, he spat a warm, thick loogie onto the Mozambican's forehead and rubbed it into his skin. Like an esthetician with soft strokes, the unruly gangster spread the saliva evenly with his fingertips. "Does that feel good now?" Agostino Macaringue knew that he would piss in his pants at any second. His bladder had taken way too much abuse over the years. Visser sat back on Agostino's thighs and gave him a stripper's grind. "Oh, you like that, don't you? So let's just have a look. He reached for his diamond-studded brass knuckles. At first, Augustino thought that Yari was going to wipe his forehead off. But when he saw the brass knuckles come out of the cloth and the diamonds reflecting the light, fear overtook him. He began to beg and plead as any man might do in this situation. But deep down he knew it would do no good. With the 3-carat diamond, reverse inlaid diamond jutting off the side of the weapon, Visser pierced the skin below Augustino's widow's peak. Like a plastic surgeon that didn't want to miss lunch, he rapidly dug a bloody trench along the hairline down to a few millimeters from the right ear. The African felt his skin tearing. The noise horrified him, sounding like the duct tape that Arno had unraveled just seconds before the torture began. Not that it hurt. He was obviously past the point of comprehending pain. Agostino Macaringue simply couldn't believe that Yari's modus operandi was being performed on him. "Yeah, Yari," Edwin the Groat snapped from over in the corner. "Now do the other side." With his handkerchief, Visser dabbed the blood running down the black man's face. "No, please, Yari. I will tell you what you want to know." "That I know for certain," said the unruly gangster. Arno de Longa bounced from foot to foot, standing for long periods of time with so much weight tended to get to him. What he really wanted to do was take a break on the sofa and scroll down to the Madonna article. Visser enjoyed the unfolding doom. "I believe you know what we want, but for now we need to finish the facial. Hold fucking still, okay?" He cut an identical trench on the other side of the Mozambican's hairline. The unruly gangster seized the African's dreadlocks and wound them tightly around his hand. "Now I'm gonna fucking ask you one question, and you better fucking tell me what I want to hear. And remember, one good yang, and I got myself a new air beast for my collection." "The Bauhaus," Augustino said. "Check. Oh yeah." When Hunt arrived back at the Bauhaus, he spotted the innkeeper and asked, "Any messages while I was away?" "Maynard, there is one message for you." The innkeeper handed him an envelope. "Thanks," Hunt said, walking away. He found a table in the back of the cafe and sat down, unfolded the note, and was taken aback at what Augustino had to say. The note said, "You must come to Ternosian, my friend. I believe they may have your brother. Meet me at my flat. Be careful." Check, Beanie. That's part 3. It's part 4 coming up in a minute. Let's get a quick 2-minute break. Anton, Camila, Anton, Camila. Silos eats. Silos eats, ladies and gentlemen. Michelle Noel Creations. Scuss. Benny Loca. To laugh, to love, to learn. 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 Perry Art 420. Test, Perry, test. Check. Dagon Hills. Hey, look, squirrel. Hey, look, squirrel. Hunt had been sorely disappointed when he'd gotten the note. He had hoped that it would be that easy, but it hadn't. Again, he should have known better. It was probably why, on the train ride down, he conjured the plan spinning in his head. He was indeed going back to that hellhole, Terranocean. Hunt, in fact, had a good idea how to pull this off. He had to save his brother. In order to do this, however, he knew that a couple of pit stops were in order. The first order of business was finding a prostitute. He had traveled to Antwerp's red light district, better known as the Schipperskwartier, on the northern end of the Central. He wanted to pick the right one, a cute one that would be obscure in the crowd, along the fringes of the district. Hordes of African women stood on display in glass cubicles with neon red and pink borders. Each display had a door leading up to it with a curtain. As he loped on down the street, the prostitutes morphed into something different altogether. Hunt suddenly found himself staring face to face with hundreds of gorgeous women. A smorgasbord of flesh. After searching for a while, he came upon a window and was taken aback at what he saw. When Hunt spotted her, he thought, "Oh my God, is that really her? Sophie Dubois?" He didn't know the prostitute too well. They had run into each other sporadically over the years. Usually she was glued to Yari Fizzer's right arm. Because she belonged to such a dangerous man, Hunt had always kept his distance. The fact that she was now working in Antwerp told him that she had parted ways with her pimp. From the moment Hunt saw the prostitute, he was drawn to her. As the customer entered and closed the door behind him, Sophie Strange initially didn't recognize the man. There was something peculiar about the person, but she couldn't place her finger on it. She gave him the odd stare that said, "Haven't I seen you somewhere before?" Beyond the drapes, Hunt could see a blue neon light illuminating a bed with mirrors surrounding it. On the nightstand lay a sleeve of condoms, and the room smelled like petroleum jelly. In Dutch he said to her, "You don't remember me, do you?" Sophie Strange looked at him malignantly. "You look familiar, but I can't quite place you. Have we been together before?" And then she recognized him. In a frightened voice she said, Did he send you out to come looking for me?" Hunt just smiled and said, "Who's he?" "Yari." "Not exactly." "So why are you here in Antwerp?" "Well, actually I came here hoping to get lucky, but not for the reasons you're thinking I was." "I'm sorry, but you'll understand in a minute." So this is it then, he told himself. This is what it's all about. Providence. Fate has brought us together. At that moment, Hunt poured his heart out to the prostitute and explained the details of his plan. She found his story fascinating. Hunt told her about his brother, the missing years, the fake death on the bridge that fateful night, leaving Ternation for Denmark, and then returning to Antwerp. "Sophie, I was so close. I mean, really, I was 2 steps from getting on that plane and getting on with my life." "Quit wasting time," he told himself. "Your brother needs you." Finally, he said, "He was a little boy when I left." Hunt thought about it. "I just can't believe it. After all these years, they found out I'm alive, and they forgive me. They still tried to come looking for me. I guess I never realized what I had." He told her how he'd screwed up, how he'd always been the black sheep of the family. Enough of that, he said inwardly to the prostitute. Then Hunt said, "So, it's been pretty rough on you working for Yari." "He's beat me up more times than I can count." Hunt pulled out a manila envelope stuffed with cash. He tossed it to the prostitute and said, "It's yours if you help me. Then maybe we can both start over." Sophie Strange lifted the flap and peered inside. She was astounded at what she saw. "I don't understand," she said. "Plus, by helping me, you get a little revenge on Yari Fisser for all he's done to you." I don't know. It sounds dangerous. He'll kill me if he sees me." You must know for sure, Sophie. It's risky. I'll understand." The prostitute shivered. "If you don't want to help me, then I can find someone else. That was my original plan anyway." Sophie Strange paused for a couple of seconds before she said, "Let's do it." Hunt thought, this might just work after all. But first, one more stop. Check. Check brown dog. Perry Hart 420. Alright, Benny, here you go, darling. After tending to that final matter of business, Hunt and Sophie Strange exited the Kennedy Tunnel on their way out of Antwerp. It was past 2 in the morning, and the prostitute's old beat-up, smallish European car. They took the E34 Expressweg until they reached N403, where they traveled a short distance to Hulst, about 20 miles from Terneuzen. In the distance, between flashes of lightning, the foreign American subsidiary Dow Chemical stood like an industrial city all on its own, completely out of place from the antique land around it. And beyond that, the shadow of Terneuzen. When they arrived at the edge of the Centrum, Hunt said, "Okay, we're gonna park here and walk." Sophie thought, "Is he crazy?" She said, "It's the worst part of Terneuzen, are you sure?" "Trust me," Hunt said, "we'll be fine." From under the seat, a fake mustache, bushy sideburns, and a black beanie hat emerged in Hunt's hands. After he fitted everything on, he said, "Alright, you ready?" Sophie was dressed in her costume too. It had been part of the deal. She wore a brown wig. An off shade of ruby lipstick covered her lips. A conservative shawl guarded her body. On foot, the pair began making their way toward the center of town. Just a couple lovebirds having a good time. They came upon a series of old run-down coffee shops that had been shut down years ago. Places where junkies and street dealers often found residence. An area you stayed out of if you didn't want trouble. It was also the shortcut to Augustino's flat. Sophie lit a cigarette. "It sure is creepy tonight." As they moved deeper into the tenebrous groves, Hunt saw that the city twinkled with life. "Just keep moving," he said. "We'll be there in a few minutes. Remember, if anybody says anything, just let me do the talking. You got it?" The prostitute hung on to his shoulder. "This is your parade, not mine." They made the eastern trek from the west side of the Central, the wind picking up as they crept through the streets. The sound from the breeze mimicking that of an angry bear that had found someone messing with her cubs. An oversized mutt that Hunt recognized from the neighborhood darted across the road, coming out of nowhere, disappeared as quickly as it had come. As they moved on, indigents and drug addicts hovered in dark alleys and around every turn. each incident with tact. Behind them, an argument broke out between two street dealers. Guttural Dutch echoed down the brick road. "It's not a problem," said Hunt, tugging her along. "Keep moving. We're almost there. See the alley off to the left? About 20 meters. We'll tuck in there and take a stroll through the park. And don't stop for anything, you hear?" They disappeared into the alley, came out on the other side. They found Augustino's flat and entered without knocking. Cautiously, he led the prostitute into the flat. It appeared as if no one was home. Where was his friend? Something was wrong. Hunt searched the downstairs and found nothing. "Go upstairs," he said to himself. "See if anything's going on. Stay down here for a minute, Sophie. I'm gonna go check upstairs." Hunt entered Augustino's bedroom. Felt fear right away. It smelled funny. And then he noticed it. Hanging precariously from the doorknob of the adjoining bathroom. It was dark and looked like an old rag that hadn't been cleaned. When Hunt removed the article, he was horror-stricken. In his hand rested the scalp of Augustino Macaringue. Motherfucker to hell. Then he pushed the door open and was taken aback by the sight of the dead black man who sat upright on the toilet. His friend's mouth had formed a gaping hole. The whites of his dark eyes had bulged out like ping-pong balls. As if in the last moments of his life, Augustino couldn't believe what had happened to him. His scalp completely removed. The top of his head like pizza stripped of its toppings. Hunt knew that this memory would haunt him for the rest of his life. Oh my God. I'm so sorry, my friend. Tacked to the body of Augustino Macaringue was a note. With apprehension, Hunt narrowed the distance between him and the corpse. "No fucking way," he said to himself, seeing the nails sticking out of Augustino's skin, holding the paper in place. Hunt closed his eyes and tore the message away. "Be at the villa at noon tomorrow. The money for your brother. Don't be late." Chapter 35. Some heavy stuff, eh? Thank you, Benny. Charlotte, thank you. Angela Critters. Angela Critters. Check, darling. Angela. Scuss. Check, darling. That's it. Oh no, Scully. 36. Linda Barker. Rideshare Lisa. Hey, darling. Ska Lisa. Ska. Those of you coming in late, y'all can go back and watch the replay. As always, I'll put up a clean read later. I'm Scully, the author that reads to you. Bottle caps. Bottle caps. Ska. Bottle caps. Bottle caps. Bottle caps. Yeah, some heavy stuff, Benny Loco. Bottle caps. Angela Critters. Angela Critters. Amos Cardosa. Amos Cardosa test. Test Amos. Check. Amos Cardosa. Brown dog prospecting. Angela. Ska. You guys enjoy the show tonight? Check, Benny, check. Benny Loco. Check, brown dog. Check. Ska Amos. Oof. Here, kitty. Here, kitty. Hey, darling. Here, kitty. Gulf Coast Granny. There she is. Presdy Mix Vlog. Hey, darling. Presdy Mix Vlog. Angela Critters. Kitty. Hey, Jim. Where's Jim? Hey, Jim. Get that toy, Jim. Get that toy, Jim. Get that toy, Jim. Everyone, please hit that like button. Thank you. Sleep is a bitch. Always when you want to be awake. is Deep Mix Blog. Listen to those beautiful drums. Feel it down in your legs. Down to the tip of your toes. Bubbles, butterfly. Check Angela and Benny Darling. You know I love you guys the most. Old Jim and his bone. Trust me, love me, kiss me. I appreciate you guys coming out tonight. Linda Parker. There she is. Trust me, love me, kiss me, darling. Yeah, I think we're down to the last 3 chapters, guys. So crazy in the end. I know some of you have already read the book and know what happens, but spoiler free. The last 100 pages are crazy. Check. Yeah, maybe we'll do the next chapter in a couple of days instead of waiting for a week. Brown dog prospecting. I had to take a couple of weeks off, you guys, and get myself back in order. I'm ready to go ahead full steam now, so certainly do take requests. If it's a book that's too long to read, we'll just work with the screenplay. I do have a bit of a backlog when it comes to what we're working on, so please be patient. There is a form in the description if you want to make a request, or you can just drop it in the chat. I usually go back and read the chat later, so yeah, I'm real excited right now, and looking forward to the next reading. I appreciate all of you guys, all your time. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be where I am today. We're getting close to 3,500 subscribers now. I'd say the channel's evolving. Anyway, you guys, good night and sleep tight. Till next time.